Hey guys, welcome back to another video. Today's video is a little bit of a different video, so I'm just going to put a little warning out now. What I'd like to do on this video is talk a little bit about like mental health, my struggles with it, the benefits of running, but also like sometimes running can cause like negative impacts on your mental health. So I just wanted to talk about that a little bit. So I'm going to be taking you on my run with me. I've just got a 5k shakeout run to do. I did a session this morning, so I'm just doing a second run. And yeah, I just thought it might be useful to some of you. And yeah, well, hopefully you'll figure out a bit more what this is about on the run. But yeah, if that's not the sort of thing you're interested, just a little warning, you might want to click off now. It's not going to be anything too disturbing or anything like that. Just yeah, some people don't want to talk about mental health, and that's absolutely fine if you don't want to talk about that. But I feel I'm ready to talk about mine. So yeah, let's go on my little shakeout. Guys, here we go. It's the start of a nice little 5k jog. I just started to feel my soleus a little bit at the end of my session earlier. So yeah, I'm just going to take this extra careful just to see if it's anything that requires like any further investigation sort of thing, whether it would require me to have any time off. Or I do quite a bit of calf strengthening, so I'm sorry about the noise of the road, by the way. I just thought it might add a different dynamic to the video if I did it while I was running. But hopefully the cars will stop in a second. But yeah, so yeah, I do a lot of calf strengthening stuff anyway, so I'm hoping even if I've got a tiny twinge, it's nothing major. So I have put the Alpha Flies on today, if you can see. So yeah, just a shoe that's going to really give me all of the cushioning, all of the propulsion, just for this little 5k shakeout. I genuinely wouldn't recommend wearing like full-on carbon plate shoes for shakeout runs. It seems a bit overkill, but this is just a special case. So I've struggled a lot in the past with mental health, still kind of these days, to be fair. And it's one of those things that can kind of creep up on you and you don't even realise about it. And I think luckily the stigma with mental health is definitely fading, and it's not so much of a taboo subject anymore. But I've struggled with my mental health, especially in the past. Family members passing away, relationships breaking up, everything happening at the same time, friendships, that sort of thing. So everything that we have going on in our daily lives can just put that strain, that stress. And I think it's super important that you take these things into account when you're running, because I'm a firm believer that stress and strain can slow down there's a bus coming. Strain and stress can slow down your recovery and make you more prone to injury, basically. I'm a firm believer that if you're stressed out, you're at a much higher risk. It's really important that, especially if you feel like you're under a lot of stress and strain, that you don't push the running too much, because the last thing you want is to get injured. But then there's the flip side of that people do running as a way of getting rid of some stress, going out and taking your mind off things. So there's the combat side of that. But the way I do it is when I'm feeling extra stressed, I just tend not to push the runs too hard. So I try not to do sessions on high stress levels, if that makes sense. Obviously everyone's got jobs, relationships, kids, lives, the whole shebang, and general life can be quite stressful. But I say when it is at that peak stress, you want to avoid trying to do any high intensity running, those kind of interval sessions, that sort of thing, hills, because I just think you're going to be so much more prone to injury. There are some research papers backing this up, because that's where I got my first kind of sense of this being an actual thing. So there is scientific backing for it, but some people find that they're absolutely fine. But I definitely find I'm more injury prone when I'm under lots of stress with exams and all. So yeah, the next thing that I wanted to move on to is how, oh, never mind, wait till the bus has gone past. So the next thing I wanted to move on to is about kind of my struggles with mental health in terms of like throughout the week. I can be an absolute high on a Monday, Tuesday when I'm running lots, but then when it comes to Friday on my rest day, it feels like my emotional stability just hits the floor, and I just haven't got the motivation to do anything because I'm in need of that kind of like runner's high, that endorphin release, the serotonin, all of that. So yeah, just if you're feeling down, yeah, just it's completely normal. It's definitely something that I struggle with a lot, so I would say I'm getting to the point where I'm actually a little bit addicted to running. I'd say it's a healthy addiction. But yeah, so I run probably 8-9 times a week, and then when it comes to that 5th day of the week, the Friday, and I have a rest day, it feels like I've just got nothing to do, and my mood is awful. I feel sad. So basically, the crossroad I'm kind of trying to come to is that no matter what the reason is, if you're feeling down, your mental health is a little bit low, or anything like that, my DMs are always open. You can send me a message. I try to reply to all of my DMs. And basically, if you ever want to talk about anything, it doesn't even have to be related to running. If you just need someone to talk to, someone to listen, then I'm perfectly happy to do that. Just as recently, a couple of you guys, you know who you are, who I've spoken to you about my mental health, things I've struggled with, and you guys have just listened. You know who you are on the Instagram. Special few of you that have always been there supporting the channel, sending me DMs, checking I'm alright and things like that, and I really appreciate it. So I wanted to return the favour to you guys, and basically just let you know that I'm always here, even if it's in a YouTube comment, Instagram DM, anything like that. Please get in touch. The next thing that I want to talk about, guys, and I feel like this is probably fairly self-explanatory, is how much of a difference running with other people could make. Sorry if I'm not looking at the camera too much, by the way, I'm trying not to trip over. So I used to do, probably up until about a month ago, I was doing all of my runs by myself. Sessions I would still do with other people, but my other runs, extra runs, things like recovery runs, long runs, I'd be doing them all by myself. And I just found it quite lonely, because it's a lot of time if you add up all of the time that I'm doing those runs during the week. And one thing that's definitely helped me massively, more than I can say really, is I've recently been running with the Canterbury Endurance Group, and I've started doing those extra runs with people, someone on the bike. Donald's always on the bike. Just having a group, people to talk to on the run, even if you don't talk to them, it's just having that company. And it might sound cringe, all of that, but honestly it makes such a difference. Just having that company on your runs, just helping you get through the miles, because not all of running is glamorous, you know. Running isn't always this constant high of success and PBs. You've got to do a lot of work to get to those PBs, and it can be lonely, it can be a little bit depressing in fact. So yeah, just try your best. If you're not part of a group, join a club. If you're in the Canterbury area and you want some people to run with, come down to Canterbury Endurance. We've got people of all different abilities, and no one is ever left on their own. Always people to warm up with, cool down with. But yeah, if you don't live around here, just look at your local clubs. There's loads of different clubs now. I think in the nicest way possible, I don't think there's an excuse in terms of that club's too elitist to me or anything like that, because there's so many different types of groups. You've got some more like social groups down at Herne Bay. They run as more of like a social group in terms of like they'll go out for food afterwards, or they'll stop for a pint on the run, things like that. So there's so many different groups, and I would highly recommend joining a group if you feel like a lot of your runs are a bit lonely, a bit tedious, and sometimes you haven't got that motivation to go out. If you've got someone to do it with, someone that's counting on you. So I would say over the last month, a really short period of time, it's like I've fallen in love with running all over again. I've started increasing my mileage. I think this week I'm going to hit about 75 miles this week, and it's completely unknown territory for me. But I have to say, I'm loving every minute of it. So yeah, I'm doing 2 S&C sessions in the gym, and at first it felt tiring. Like the next day, if I had a training session and I'd done S&C the day before, I'd feel tired, feel like I didn't want to do it, and all of that. But now that I've stuck with it, progressed with it, I now don't feel like I'm tired the day after, and I just feel strong every run. Every single run I feel like I'm flying. Every single run I feel like I can just push myself. I can take myself to that next level. And that is partly down to people being so kind of invested in my running. I've absolutely loved doing the YouTube, the Strava, all of the kudos, that sort of thing. It all helps. Guys, I've just done 2 miles. I'm just turning around and going back now. But yeah, just another thing that I wanted to add. I might not include this if the video is too long, but basically I think things like Strava and your watch are such useful running tools, but at the same time they can be such a detriment to your performance if you're constantly focusing about what your watch says, what Strava says, looking into your pace too much. And I think sometimes you just have to go off what your body feels like. If your body's not having it, listen to your body, because your body will be telling you how it's feeling. That's something I've tried to do, and I think from now on I'm going to start trying to not worry about what other people are doing. This week is a prime example. Tuesday we did a tempo session, and over the last few weeks I always felt like tempo, I was like trying to keep up with the people in front of me, and that's not the way to do it at all. A tempo should be at your pace, the pace that your body's comfortable with, and that's what I did this week. Tuesday, 4 times 9-minute tempos. I just ran it at my pace. Yes, I was behind people that I would have liked to keep up with, but it meant that the rest of the week I wasn't knackered, and I was actually getting the benefits from it that I should be getting, and not having to work extra hard for a tempo. And then the Thursday session and then my Saturday session this morning, both of them were impeccable sessions for me. And I feel like this has been the best training week of my life, basically. Everything's gone right, training-wise. Absolutely loving every minute of my running. So yeah, Strava and Garmin, or any watch to that matter, are super useful. But you don't need to use them every single second of every day, and don't focus into it too much. So sorry if this has been a bit of a ramble episode, guys, a ramble video. I didn't come on here with a structure of what I was going to say, just kind of spoke from the heart, if you like. Yeah, just to highlight or recap what I've said. Running has its ups and downs, and it's so easy to struggle with your mental health as a runner. I think that's, especially when you see people on Strava banging out these hard workouts, banging out their 20-mile long run, and it's so easy to compare yourself. It's like anything, social media now can be such a problem because everyone's constantly comparing themselves to other people. But yeah, so I could ramble forever. I get that from my mum. We can talk forever, we can. So yeah, DMs are always open if you need someone to talk to. Mental health is not something that I think should be stigmatised. And we're all we've got, you know. We've got to look after each other, not just in the running community, but just in life, really. So yes guys, that will be the end of today's video. Don't want to doom and gloom too much. So I hope you've enjoyed today's video guys. Please like, subscribe, it's free for you and it means a lot to me as a fellow runner on the other side of the road. Oh, he's put his thumb up to me. Cheers mate. If you're watching the video, there you are. Thanks guys. Enjoy your runs if you're going out for runs this evening. Hope you've got your park run PBs.